Masterpiece comes to life in an unmissable theatrical event. Experience Opera Australia's Madame Butterfly. Book today.
You are favorite as well.
拿照相，我看那个。
Okay. 看那个 that is one, two, three.
Okay.
你没事吧？
我们刚再来一点，可以上我这出来，这个他们那边在比较低一点，给你贵。照相啊！哪个那个？And Linda, you can
王老师，过去，进去，进去。
给女去低吧。你的吧，你的吧。那个会坏了吧？没有，他那个吧。1、2、3。好的。要好了吗？
你进去了。
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to celebrate the successful Australian national tour of Opera Australia's Madame Butterfly. As you know, we're lucky enough to have Sharon here. And Madame Butterfly has been on tour since July, and it'll be on tour around New South Wales and Victoria until September, then it's moving on to other places. There's still plenty of time to get some tickets. If you didn't get a ticket for the show on Saturday night, you would have been one of the disappointed people because they were sold out. And it sold out quite early, so you know, that's showing how the strength of Opera Australia and the strength of Sharon, and that people want to go and see her and Opera Australia and Madame Butterfly, that they sold out. So maybe she'll come back to Sydney and bring it back for an encore, perhaps? We don't know, maybe? Okay. So let's welcome Sharon Zhai to the stage now. She's going to share a little bit of a talk. We're going to have a little bit of a talk. And Hong from Pink Elite is going to come up here and conduct the talk. A little bit of an interview and a question Q&A about a little...
That's better, because I didn't prepare.
No, it's a little bit Q&A. It's just a natural interview. So Hong and Sharon, welcome to the stage. And we might even have questions from the audience. You never know.
So they can talk along, right?
Okay, sit down.
Okay.
I think... Yeah.
First, I want to apologize because I arrived very late and it's not my style. I should be, you know, right on time. It's not mine only, but I'm very honored to be here and having so many beautiful VIPs and Mayor Dale and Elizabeth and Paul and everyone who came to support me this evening.
I think maybe Sharon...
Do you want to talk? Yeah.
No, look, let's just get you seated, get you organised. Otherwise the people at the back might not be able to help. Do you want to shimmy down there just a little bit? Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Okay, and then we'll get you a mic. And you can use this one. You've got your lectern, and then here we go, Hong. And,
yes.
And I'll get out of your way.
Thanks. So, yeah. Right now everyone can hear me, so I just want to, about my late arrival, sorry about that. And very, very happy to be here, and it's a very big surprise actually for me, because I didn't expect so many people came, and all of you, wonderful speech, and you are my boss, Elizabeth. And our mayor, fantastic.
Oh, you're chairman.
Yeah, and thanks so much for, I have so many people to thank tonight. So I'll start from our sponsor, Pink Elite, Mrs. Hong. I'm very honored to have their support for making all this happen tonight. And Hormat Group, right? Is it? And our, yes, thank you, Jinxing, right? And Swan Wine Group, Wendy, thank you so much. And I'm so honored to have them making this series of wine named Madame Butterfly, Sharon Zhai. I couldn't even believe it when they said it. And thanks for Sophie for this great idea, you know, for making this all happen. So it's my great honor, yeah, to have my one, I can officially call it. And thanks to Boyle Group, yes.
Gentlemen said that.
Yeah, thank you, gentlemen. Oh, yes, you are there. Can I get your name, please?
Peter and George and...
Yeah, Peter, okay. Yeah, from Boyle Group, thank you. And Romanian Art Gallery, can I get the name, please? Someone from... No one? Okay, that's all right. I'll just move on. Home of Plenty, AFA, Australian Fujian Association.
Josephine.
Yes, Joseph, thank you. And Rex Opal and... Yes.
Yeah, gentlemen, can you stand up?
Thank you so much.
I'm the other half.
Yes. And Oztown, of course, Sophie Liu. As you know, I didn't prepare nothing, and because Hong before told me we're gonna start with a bit of chat. So there are some questions, and you know, I'm used to these kind of interviews. So how about we go from
Thank you very
like
much.
that?
Thanks for the guests, and good evening, and thank you, girl, for a wonderful speech. And Elizabeth, enjoyed every sentence. Thank you for being here for us and all the special guests. So I guess there's a lot been said. I think everyone's waiting for Sharon to give us her true soft story. I was very fortunate to be the one that I know Dato was saying that's very difficult to get the tickets. I was one of them sitting there. Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I was there. So I was very fortunate watching the opera. I must say, I was truly fascinated. It was extraordinary. I was in tears. It's really touching. I've seen it before, but this is still the best that I've seen. That I just feel that she is the butterfly. She is the Madam Butterfly. That everything flows from inside out. That voice, that motion, that body language, that performance was just fascinating. So I could not say any more, how much more that I enjoyed the night. So I'll pass that on. I think everyone would love to hear a little bit of an inside story. Lots of questions probably, what is the tour production, how is it like, all the way. We were told that they have 32 total performance,
Yes.
and last Saturday was the 17th, so we probably wanted to know how's it all going. They're travelling from Melbourne all the way, each town. And they were also watching some of the drought areas that they were collecting, along the way, donation. So there's a lot of good things and wealthy causes happening. So perhaps many questions. I'll start from asking maybe how's the tours? Can you give us a bit of a story about how it's all started and where we are at the moment?
Okay. As Paul just said, we just finished the 17th performance in Parramatta, and tomorrow we're gonna go to Wollongong. So I'm opening Wollongong, and then another performance in Wollongong, and then we're gonna go to Dabo and Orange, and I think Canberra, Hobart. So there are many. Still, we have like a half to go. But the past of the performance has been very, very good. Almost all the houses were sold out everywhere we went. Yeah, and we went also all the way to Armadale and Tamworth, where the drought was really bad. So I think from the last a few performances after our performance, we were also, fundraising in the end of the performance, just to support the national drought. Whoever can, donate something. Even today we can. Sure. At the end of the evening, we can just spare, a few coins and So.
Yeah, thank you very much. I truly appreciate, apart from the show was very touching at the end of the evening, I wept and everything. More to it is the team all stayed on the stage and urged the whole audience to put a bit of anything into the pocket, that all goes to the farmers who are in this crisis. So that was also heart-touching by the whole team. So moving on from there, I guess what everyone's here wanting to know a bit more about you. It's about, how as a Chinese lady, studied in China, went to Italy and had family with this beloved husband. Sitting right there. How is it all happening? It's such a wonderful story.
I'd love to share with you, everyone. I studied in China's conservatorium. And then I came to Australia and I did a postgrad from Sinicon. I studied with Marie Ryan, Elizabeth, if you know her. After that, it's it's a concert. We had a mutual friend. I met my husband, and then things just happened from there. We fell in love and we went to Italy. I didn't go for Korea. I wasn't thinking, now I'm going to go to Italy for my operatic career. Quite opposite, because at that time the crisis already started in Europe. And many of my colleagues from all over the world, when we were performing in Macau International Music Festival, because I was very upset at that time because he went back to Italy and there was Christmas time, and I didn't know if I should, accept his offer to go to Italy to spend Christmas with his family, or, I didn't know what I should do. So I was asking the advice of the other colleagues, and they said, if you want this love, you can go to Italy, and maybe he will be your future husband. If you want your career, maybe you need to go to Germany because there are more work for opera singers. But in the end, I chose him. And
Your husband?
Yeah. So it's like 8 years with Italy until end of 2016 we came back, and I didn't come back for love neither this time, because we came back I missed Australia so much. When we were in Milan, it was always grey sky, and I missed so much the sunshine, and especially also Chinese culture and multicultural, like different food. Because in Italy, it's just mainly Italian food, and I missed Thai, my Vietnamese, my Chinese, whatever. But in there, it's all fusion. One fusion's restaurant, you can eat everything inside, so you can guess the quality. And so the food and the weather and our child, we have a son. And I wanted him to learn not only Italian, but also Chinese and English. In Italy, it's just so conservative. Everyone just speaks Italian, that's it. So I really missed all these elements. So we decided to come back, and he sacrificed a lot of his career because he was getting partnership in KPMG. But now he has to come back and, start from scratch again. Anyway, I came back, and I didn't. At that time, I had an agent, but I hadn't contact. I lost contact for a long time. Then I came back, just rang him up and saying, Patrick, I'm here. If what's up? If you have anything, I'm here. And he rang me after 2 days, saying, you know what, Sharon, there's maybe a good opportunity for you because they're looking for a good Madame Butterfly for the touring production. Do you want to go for audition? So I said, yeah, of course, why not? So I just went to the concert hall in the Opera House and auditioned for Lyndon Terracini. And I just sang one melody, One Fine Day, the main aria in Madame Butterfly, this opera. And I think I finished the audition at 12 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, I came back home. Not even 10 minutes that I arrived home, Patrick, my agent, called me up saying, they offered you already this role. You got it. I was like, are you kidding me? I cried so much because it was, I can say it's a dream come true, because I always wanted to play this role, and I didn't think it could go so smoothly. Just one aria, that's it. And that's it. So that's how it all happened.
So it sounds very easy, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there's lots and lots of hard work behind
Yeah.
it, through the education, through
Yes.
all this, persistent of, keeping up all the trainings and everything.
That's right.
So I read some article, that sounds like, 10 minutes that she got the offer, but how easy is that? But I read that there's many, many interviews before her, that until such a time they found her, then that's it, bingo, that was the Madame Butterfly. That's the same feeling that I was sitting there last Saturday watching it. I feel that this Madame Butterfly was just inside out. It's her, it's so her, that emotional, that touch and that face, that voice, that fascinating voice.
Prepared this work for a quite long time.
Yeah.
Even before I even started, accepted the offer. Because we lived in Italy for 8 years, and this is one of my repertoire that I always wanted to conquer, and so I learned it a few years back, and the music just it's Puccini. It's just how he can do, how the emotion can lead you. I forget I'm Sharon Zhai when I'm on stage. I'm Cho-Cho-san. Yeah, because I have similar, I think, value. I don't know, because she's Japanese, but I think we do share a lot of similarities between China and Japan, and especially at that time, you know, the Second World War, and even now there are geishas in Japan. And personal life, I have a Italian husband, but I'm much more lucky than her, right? I don't need to kill myself in the end.
In a moment, I'll get this Mr. Handsome man up to share his feeling about the man behind the butterfly. So let's keep going. So surely behind all that, you're saying, you know, you've been training, you've been doing, you know, Italy's 8 years. And how do you feel during those years, or know that you were not there for a career, but you are there? You must have kept going.
Of course.
So what is the interesting stories that you can share in Italy, those years that you've been learning?
Yeah, sure. I have one just in my mind now. Okay, once, because when I was pregnant, I tried to practice, to keep practicing, keep singing, but my son was kicking me so hard every time when I opened my mouth. So I thought it was too exciting for him, maybe it's not good, so I just stopped. And after he was 2 years old, because I breastfed for 2 years, and I decided, no, now I need to go, you know, go out to sing. Like, stop being a mom, just being a mom.
Is he a good singer, by the way?
He's a very good singer. He's got a very good voice. As long as, let's see when he changes his voice if he's gonna become his dad. Very, you know, low bass, but right now he's still a very beautiful tenor.
Early education.
Early age, yeah, but he's got, you know, very sharp ears and very, very big talent. I think he is. Great. Yeah. Anyway, so where were we? Forgot.
Yeah, you're keeping up your training. Yeah.
After 2 years, I started to go, because I think Elizabeth should know, being a musician, being a singer, especially an opera singer, classical singer, once you have started, you can never, you know, forget about it. You can never completely forget it. Even you change your career, right? There are many singers change career, being a real estate agent or whatever they do right now. But music is always part of their lives, and it's like drug. We can never get out of it. Yeah. So I went back to singing, and first starting from attending some competitions for, you know, young opera singers in Italy, and I won every time. Every audition and every competition I went, I won. But there was an important competition in Florence. It's called Omega International Singing Competition. Anyway, we went. Because I shouldn't have gone, because I was having fever and I didn't feel very well at all. But I went under, you know, painkiller, under Panadol, whatever medicine. I sang this aria, I sang this aria, and my son was sick at that time as well, and I just drove back without knowing the result of the competition. And then the second day, they rang me up saying, "Sharon, you are the winner. Where were you? You lost €2,000." They
don't care about it.
Yeah. I just ran away from, you know, the money, and they announced.
What a shame.
Anyway, it was
always more important.
Now I can joke about it.
Yeah, congratulations. So, it's indeed a very competitive area. That, as you're saying, a lot of people, you know, that although the musical is in the blood and it's following their life, but to be competitive enough to get to a role like this, it's extraordinary. extraordinary. It's outstanding. So, how do you find it? You find it hard by keeping it up, or do you have time that you feel so struggled that you're not sure, or you're so?
There are times. For example, right now, I'm tired vocally. I'm sorry because maybe before our event or organized a bit of sing. My performance, but I didn't know that I had to perform. In the end, last Saturday we had this performance. Sunday we had one day off, which I spent the day with the family. But with my son that I didn't see for 2 months, he was so clingy and I didn't really rest. Monday we went to Byron. We had to perform again, and today and tomorrow I have to sing again. So it's the only day off actually today.
That's very much so.
And the voice is tired. And this touring is really tiring. It's tough. It's because we like 游击队. I don't know what you know. 打一枪换一炮. Okay, it's like we are the soldiers. We go to different places. It's just touch and go. I don't know if you know that shop. There are many touch and goes in Europe, right? They're a kind of shop full of famous brands. They stay in one city for a few days and then they travel to another city. We're like soldiers and we just stay in one place. We shoot some enemies and then we moved on to another place and we do it again. So especially for this opera with Madame Butterfly, the Cho-Cho-san is such a demanding role. It's not like even Traviata, even any of the other operas. It's unusual for Puccini to write an opera like Madame Butterfly because this is just Cho-Cho-san stays almost all the time on the stage singing, and it's not only easy singing. It's very demanding. It's always high up there, and it's very physically demanding, emotionally overwhelming, and vocally also demanding. I hope, I wish tomorrow. I hope tomorrow I'll have a good vocal to sing.
Well, I'm truly comfortable that because I was there witnessing how a top show like this that she was on her own. Singing on the stage, it's no joke. It's not something we can switch on and switch off and having a rest. She was just there by herself, singing and high pitch and emotional, crying, and that's how we feel that she was she was the butterfly. So very much, proud of her successful performance on the day. And that's at the beginning. I was going to share this. Today we have the bad news and the good news. Good news. Which one you want. And the bad news is we won't be able to, be there and watching that to get her to do any more vocal performance or even, fippies. But good news is that she made us happen to be here with us tonight, which we have arranged so many. Yes. So there's only one gap. That's only one night that she can be here with us. Thank you very much. And
my husband.
But can we have one sentence to our
He didn't even know he was coming. So
how's the man behind the butterfly?
thanks to my family.
Say one word. Okay.
He's my, 我的支柱.
Sorry, I'm not used to speak like this to so many people.
No, you should. You were,
Oh, what can I say? Because I'm an accountant, I'm an auditor, so I think she's just refreshing, hair, to me, being so artistic and so passionate. So many times I'm rational and always
we're a perfect match.
Very different. Tell me. She has, in these tours lasting for how many months that we're talking about? 3 months?
We started from mid-June. mid-June, so it's already
going for.
Oh my gosh!
Another, yeah. So I believe she's singing all day, practicing and everything. So when she got home, she has to rest. She doesn't talk to you at all. Or, you inspiring her or she inspiring you? What's the story behind all that door? That how you help, to keep charging her?
No, I believe it's something that comes natural. It's not that we don't talk, but of course she needs to rest. When I get my parents here, the Italian mom, so she can cook good Italian pasta.
I'm lucky having my
meals, and it's hard because it's a tough tour. It's long, and especially for our son, being without the mom. It's the first time that because when we were in Italy, she did an opera in the US for a few months. But my son and my mom went with her, so it's actually the first time that my son is with us.
We went to Philadelphia, and then we went to New York as well, just for a visit.
Wonderful. So I guess that.
Anyway, it's it is always an emotion when I go to listen to her, and I will go tomorrow to Wollongong. I can't go every time, but tomorrow I will go to Wollongong, and it's always great.
Yeah, he was saying to me in the car when we came on the way here, and he said, "Oh, every time, when I hear you sing, it's like a new, like the first time. Oh, so lovely." And he's really loving and very supportive. So yeah, I won't be here without him.
It's really an hard work because it's emotionally consuming, and also going through all these auditions, always the judge of people, it's really hard. So it's really up and down. So probably having me that I'm a stable accountant and
that would be better for him.
Someone that is back while she's really
yeah.
All the way to Italy.
All sopranos are like this, maybe.
Thank you very much. Mom and Dad, butterfly to the public, for all the audience to enjoy the masterpiece of the art. Thank you so much. I'll probably pass the time to the audience. If anyone would like to ask any question, taking the opportunity. I don't want to.
Can I thank? Sorry. Just before Elizabeth's first question, I want to thank you to all my lovely friends, my sisters. Can I say my Katie, Ning, everyone. Lily and 他们都在那里。Okay, thanks so much for supporting and Lily and a few Lilies.
You can speak a few words
anyway,
in Chinese if you like.
对，谢谢你们啊，总是在我身边，我非常开心有你们，没有你们我可能有很多难关都过不了的。Okay, thank you so much.
Working powerfully. Right. Question?
Yes, Elizabeth.
A question I bet a bunch of people would love to have the answer to if they know the story of Madame Butterfly.
Oh, of course.
And another question that I'm interested in, and they both relate to your being a mother. So one is, having a baby for many singers changes the voice. Has this done that for you?
Yes.
And
I was a coloratura.
Well, there
I
you
sang
go.
the Queen of the Night.
Okay.
But now I'm Madame Butterfly.
Okay, so that's interesting. And then this story has a young boy as your son in a very emotionally difficult time. And you are a mother with a child of that age. Tell us what it means to be a mother playing a mother.
Was my sorrow. Okay, first I'm going to answer Elizabeth's first question, is the story of Madame Butterfly. Can I ask how many of you have gone to the Parramatta performance, please? Raise your hands, please. Okay.
Not many. Story? Anyone know the story? I mean, it's
anyone?
It's a classic.
Yeah. Can I? Do you think maybe I can ask one of my friend, my student?
Yeah. To tell the story.
Sorry. 亲爱的，你过来。你来讲一下。Can you?
Yeah.
This is my dear friend and my student. Introduce yourself to everyone.
Hello everyone. I didn't expect to stand here with you.
Spontaneous.
Okay.
She graduated from Beida. You know the Beijing University, the very famous university, and she studied with me, studied singing with me for how long? 1 year? Not even.
No.
Anyway,
Several months.
Several months, and her voice just improved so much. And you should know about this story, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell?
Yeah. Should I use English or Chinese?
English first. Yeah.
It's a long story and it's very moving. It's a love story and a tragedy, I think. It's a very young Japanese girl named Cha-Cha-san. Yes, first the story started at the World War II. She fell in love with an American soldier. This guy. Yes.
Where did you get these photos? In the website.
Matthew Reardon, he was supposed to come, and Andrew Moran, yes, both of them was supposed to come, but Pinkerton, no, Matthew is sick tonight, and tomorrow he won't be able to sing with me either, so he's not coming, and also Andrew wants to spend the last night in Sydney with his family, which is fair enough, I understand.
Although they got married, Cha-Cha-san was very, very serious about this marriage because she thought this man, her husband, was her life, and she's very pure and very young girl. So she dreamed about everything about love, and she trusts this man very much. But in contrast, this man just think, oh, it's a beautiful girl. It's like a butterfly. I should catch her. I should have her. But love is not. It's out of my age. So when they got married, this soldier just came back to America. And 3 years later, when he came back, he took his American wife with him, and he thought that Cha-Cha-san has forgotten about him, and maybe he forgot about this young lady in Japanese. But no, Cha-Cha-san missed him every day, and they actually had a son, just a 3 years old son. Cha-Cha-san missed him every day, and dream about him coming back, and she just ran to him like a butterfly, and they will have a very wonderful life. But the dream just broke up. So everything is destroyed.
They were coming to get their son to America. For a brighter future of his. But Cha-Cha-san decided to die for honor, because in Japanese culture, if you can live with honor, yes, okay, but if you can't live with honor, you should die. So she suicide.
So at last, she killed herself, but she gives the baby to the father. So it's a very sad story. Oh, I couldn't help crying at that night. And my mother, oh my God, my mother said, Cha-Cha-san shouldn't be killing herself. She can just say, oh, I want to go American. I said, no, she's just a girl. She can't be that strong. And at that time, the culture, And at last, my mother just, I said, what are you doing? You must be strong. She said, no, I can't be strong. This is a movie. So lovely.
Thanks, Yanxi.
Everyone understood, right, about the story. I just want to add one little thing, because this marriage for Pinkerton at that time, it's just temporary, a thing for temporary pleasure. and a fun, some like a geisha, a doll, a fling, yeah. For Japanese, at that time, there were many geishas to choose from, so he wasn't serious at all about this thing. And frankly, also before their marriage, he told this American consular Sharpless that one day he's gonna marry a real American wife. And after this phrase, Cho-Cho Song's entrance, of this opera. So
beautiful lady.
Yeah.
A man can't resist, but not serious about it. It's really sad.
Yeah. Okay, the second answer about being a mother, right? What's the relation, right? To the role. Yeah. I think it's very hard for someone to perform this role without having had a baby, because it's okay. I can put it this way. When I was learning this music, my son was about 2 or 3 years old, and it's about the Sorrow's age. Sorrow is the name of their son in Madame Butterfly. And when I was studying this music, I was always in tears. I didn't know how to control myself, just to
be distant from
be distant from my son, because he always plays on the other part of the house, and I'm on this side. I didn't want to disturb him, and I just needed to be alone. But he always could find me and find me in tears and asking, "Why you are crying, Mom? Why this music makes you cry? Just stop listening to it." I said, "Sorry, I just have to learn it," and it's just heartbreaking, Puccini's music. I can put myself in her position, and I would do the same maybe in the end. And there's a phrase, to ask a mother to give up my son forever. This is one phrase in the opera, and every time when I sing this phrase, I'm gone. I'm like, it's just I can't control my emotion. Yeah, so every mother can imagine what it feels like if you are taken away, your son is taken away from you. So without being a mother, it's very impossible. It's very difficult to feel the same. And also about the voice change after being a mother, I think, because before I was a coloratura soprano, and I sang, the doll in the Tales of Hoffmann, and sang the Queen of the Night from the Magic Flute, all these different repertoires. But then, your voice gets more mature with age and with your experience, and when seeing your son grows up, your voice gets even more mature. So it's more up for more lyric repertoires like Cho-Cho Song, like Aida, but I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Not yet. In a few years time. So thanks, Elizabeth.
Thank you. So I guess I probably won't take another question because it's getting quite late. So we have a lot to roll on, and thank you so much.
Thank you.